Hello everybody, Loach here for Life here, bringing you guys another deck profile. This time around it is my Fluffals. I absolutely love this deck. I'm a big fan of fusion decks, and this is probably one of the best fusion decks out there right now. I know there's the oh-so wonderful Shadows, but however, they pretty much died off the face of the earth once Construct got banned. So guys, gonna get on to the deck profile. I play 3 Fluffal Dog. This thing is basically a Stratos. It can search out any Fluffal monster or Edzim Sabers whenever it is normal or special summon. It's a really good card. I hate it how you can't do it more than once per turn, but hey, they had to put some sort of restriction on it. I don't think he can grab himself either. He cannot. Okay, just wanted to double check that. I play 3 Fluffal Bear. He searches out your toy vendor, and that's really all he's here for. He searches out toy vendor, and he's a Fluffal name. That is really all he's used for. He is really good, though. He does have another effect that I don't really use very often, but there have been times where I've had to use it. And as you contribute him off and add a poly from your graveyard back to your hand. So it's not bad. I like him a lot. He's pretty good. I play 3 Fluffal Owl. He can search out any polymerization, and if you've already burned through all your polymerizations, he can act as one by allowing you to pay 500 life points and fusion summon a Frightful monster using monsters you control or in your hand. Really good card overall, and I really like him. I play 3 Fluffal Sheep. So this card, this card is so amazing. It has so many different combos. So let's say you normal summon Fluffal Dog, you search, and then you have Sheep in hand. You can special summon it, return Dog to your hand, and then summon out a Frightful monster from your hand or graveyard. That is really good. It allows you to get multiple uses out of one dog or owl as well. Really good card overall. It can also be used for some Xyz plays, although Xyz are really, I don't play very many Xyz at all in this deck, and I hope to play 0 eventually. Really good card overall. I like it a lot. It does a lot of combos. Next, I play 2 Fluffal Wings. This card, I've thought about playing it at 3, but however, it really doesn't do anything except for just plus like crazy whenever it's in the graveyard. So if it is in the graveyard and you have Toy Vendor out on the field, you can banish it and another Fluffal monster in your graveyard and draw 1 card. Then you can destroy the Toy Vendor and then draw another card. And by the way, that triggers Toy Vendor's effect, allowing you to search. So you get 3 cards for banishing 2 out of your graveyard. This is a really good card. I've been playing it at 2 right now. I do want to test it out at 3, but however, again, I'm kind of a little bit hesitant on it because like, really, this deck does not like banishing from your graveyard with the exception of Frightful Fusion, and it just, you burn through your toy vendor so fast. It's like that's basically the reason. Next, I play 3 Edzim Chain. Edzim Chain is a really good monster. It's only used in 1 fusion monster, but however, it allows you to search out any Frightful card from your deck to your hand, but if you discard it or if it's sent to the graveyard from your hand or field. So you can discard it for Toy Vendor, get the effect, search out something. You can use it for a fusion summon, get something. It's a really nice card. I like it a lot, and it just is really good. You can also grab another copy of himself if he attacks, but you only get 1 effect or the other per turn, and I don't like doing that. Next, I play 2 Edzim Sabers. He can special summon himself back from the graveyard. That's why I play only 2 of them. He's really good though. And I play 2 Edzim Saul. This guy is okay. I had to find the right word for it. He is okay. You can, whenever he's normal summon, you can discard a Fluffal, draw 2 cards, and then you have to put 1 of your cards back either on top of your deck or at the bottom of your deck, and it's just, you basically just go 1 for 1. It's okay. He's not bad. He's not great. I only play 2, only just for going into Fright for Leo. So yeah, and that rounds up the monsters. Next, I play the main star of the deck, 3 Polymerization. I know some people, heck, I even got into an argument with somebody about this, where a lot of people just do not want to play Polymerization for some reason. I don't know why. I got in an argument with this one guy at my locals, and he was like, you shouldn't be playing Polymerization, you should only be playing 1 of it in 3 Dark Fusion. And I just looked at him like he was crazy, because this deck relies so heavily on polymerization that it's not even funny. Dark Fusion cannot be searched out except by Sabatiel or Synchro Fusionist, and it's just not worth going through all the trouble of doing that. So I prefer 3 polymerization and some of its support cards. It's just, I feel like it's better than people give it credit for. I mean, yeah, it's the most basic of basic fusion spells, but it's a really good fusion spell, because it's the original. 3 Frightful Fusions. This is basically a Miracle Fusion. I hate how it can only be used once per turn, but hey, it's a really good card. It's literally a Miracle Fusion for the deck. It's almost verbatim to Miracle Fusion. Next, I play 3 Toy Vendors. A really good card. It's the card I mentioned earlier. Toy Vendor, what it does is you discard a card, draw 1 card. If that card is a Fluffal monster, you reveal it, and then you can spell summon any monster in your hand. However, if it's not a Fluffal monster, that card gets sent to the graveyard. So you have to kind of stack your deck with like Edgem Sabers and stuff, and other cards like Fright for Saul, in order to really benefit off of this card entirely. However, honestly, I rarely ever do that, and I just say, screw it, let's see what I draw. However, I will say this, it is amazing whenever you do get to draw off of, like, you summon out like a dog or something and spell summon it. Now, it has another effect where if this card hits the graveyard in any way, you can search out any Edgem Sabers or a Fluffal monster from your deck to your hand. Really good card. That searching effect you can do multiple times a turn. It is so nice. It's not even funny. So yeah, really good card overall, and I really do like it. That's all the spells that I play at 3. Next, I play 2 Fusion and Conscription. Really good card. You reveal a Fusion monster in your extra deck and add one of its fusion materials from your deck to your hand. It can also add it from your graveyard. But however, that monster cannot be normal summoned or set or special summoned, and you cannot activate a monster with that monster's names. So yeah, basically if you search out Fluffal Bear, you can't use this effect and you can't normal summon it or special summon it. Pretty good card overall, just fuel for your fusions. Next, I play 2 Fright for Factory. This card is really neat. So it's a continuous spell card. You can banish a fusion spell card from your graveyard and fusion summon a Frightful Fusion monster using monsters you control or in your hand. Basically, you banish Poly or you banish a spell card that has fusion in the name, and you get to fusion summon. Also, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one of your banished Frightful Fusions from your banish zone to your hand. So it recurs Frightful Fusion, and it's a really nice card overall. I like it a lot. Next, I play 2 Suture Rebirth. Basically, this is Monster Reborn for the deck. You target a Frightful or a Fluffal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Its effects are negated. It's useful for going into more fusion plays and everything. I hate how it negates its effects because then you don't get Dog effect or anything. Heck, I don't think you would get Dog's effect anyways because it has to be summoned from your hand in order to get its effect. But hey, whatever. It's a really good card. I play 2 Fusion Recovery. This card is really neat. You add back a Poly and a fusion material from your graveyard into your hand. So basically, let's say you go for Fright for Tiger or something, and you want to extend your fusion plays, you activate this, add back your Edgem Sabers and Polymerization from your graveyard to your hand. It is just a really good card and helps with decaying and everything. Next, I play 2 MST. This deck does not like back row. This deck does not like back row. It loses to back row. So you want to play MST at 2 or 3. I'm personally going with 2 right now because really this deck, it needs the space for other things. And then 1 Fool's Burial to get stuff in graveyard because this deck loves the graveyard. And that's all the spell cards I play. Get out of here. And I play a total of 3 traps. 2 Fusion Reserve. This is basically a preparation of rites for fusion monsters. Sadly, it's in trap form. So you activate this, reveal a fusion monster in your extra deck, and add one of its fusion materials that's listed on it from your deck to your hand. Then after that, you can add a polymerization from your graveyard to your hand if it's there. So it's literally preparation of rites for fusion monsters. You search out a fusion material and you get back a Poly from your graveyard if it's there. So you don't need to have a Poly in the graveyard to activate this. It just is really nice and allows you to plus so much and just really extend your plays and everything. I like doing it during my opponent's end phase. And then finally, I play 1 Vanity's Emptiness because once you get your board set up and everything and you activate this, you don't have to worry about your opponent doing anything else. Unless they have MST. Now onto the extra deck. This is mostly fusions. Okay, 3 Fright for Tigers. Really good card. I am so happy you finally got reprinted because there is no way I'm playing $33 for this thing. It'd be more like 90 cents. You gotta play 3. This guy's mandatory at 3. Whenever you fusion summon him by using an Edzim Sabers plus any number of Fluffal monsters, you get to pop in number of cards your opponent controls equal to the number of monsters that you use for a fusion summon. And actually, you also get to pop cards you control, so if you have Toy Vendor, you can pop your own Toy Vendor and stuff, and search off of that. He's a really good card, and I absolutely have to say he's mandatory at 3. He also increases the attack points of all Fright Fur monsters you control by 300 for each Fright Fur and Fluffal monster you control, so he's even better. Like, he's just nothing but a good card. I play 2 Fright Fur Wolf. He gets your main OTK machine. You can attack a number of times equal to the number of monsters you use to fusion summon him. Late game, activate Fright Fur Fusion, like go for 10 fusions. I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, you can have like as many attacks on this thing as you want. You only really need 4 though, maybe 5 depending on how many monsters your opponent controls. I play 2 Fright Fur Sheep. Really good card, it's an Armades, and if it dies, it comes back with 800 more attack points. Just an overall really good fusion monster. Eats Cosmos for breakfast too. Then I play 2 Fright Fur Bear. I really like this guy. I'm mainly playing 2 because he has 2 specified monsters, which is Fluffal Bear and Edzim Sabers. He's the only Fright Fur fusion monster that specifies 2 monsters. So therefore, you can search out your Fluffal Bear and your Edzim Sabers off stuff like Fusion Conscription and everything. So he's a really good monster, not just for that, but also for his effect. If he kills a monster in battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can equip that monster onto him, and he gains 1,000 attack points for each monster equipped onto him this way. At max, he can get up to like, what, 72,000? That is a crap ton of attack, guys. If I did my math right there, and I'm terrible at math, so I'm apologizing in advance if I did that math wrong. And then we have Fright Fur Leo. This thing is Focusaurus practically verbatim. Once per turn, you can pop a monster your opponent controls. Your opponent takes damage equal to that monster's original attack, and he cannot attack the turn. He cannot attack directly the turn you use this effect. He can still attack, he just can't attack directly. That is stupidly good. He's literally Focusaurus, and it just is really nice. And then I'm playing 1 Fright Fur Sabertooth and 1 Fright Fur Chimera. The reason why I'm playing 1 of each of these guys is because really you don't go into them very often, although you do go in Sabertooth more often than Chimera. I do want to bump up Sabertooth to 2 though, I will be honest, because this thing is a Beals basically, and it gives all of your Fright Furs 400 more attack points. So it is just really nice. And then 1 Fright Fur Chimera, because even though he's technically the deck's boss monster, you don't go into him very often, if ever. And he's really just there for just in case. He's basically a Goyo Guardian. And then as for the Xyz, I play 1 Castel and 1 Dark Rebellion as my Xyz. And you rarely ever go into them. Like, the Xyz, you can easily go without them in this deck and you'd be just fine. But there are situations where you do need them, so I do play 2 Xyz. Although, hopefully, as Fright Furs get more fusion monsters, I hope to replace these guys for more fusions. So guys, that is the deck. Tell me what you guys think. If you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments. And thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys. Peace out.